After years of sealed files, redacted records and media stonewalling, official government documents are finally surfaced, obtained through legitimate channels, and cross-verified with tax filings and social security data. And here's the bombshell. The man once hailed as the leader of the free world is not who he says he is. Multiple social security numbers, all fraudulent. Foreign citizenship ties. A paper trail that screams fraud. According to investigators, Barack Obama is not just undocumented. He is a foreign agent who has spent decades operating inside the highest office in the land. And now, thanks to internal efforts led by ICE Director Tom Homan and key figures within Trump's Immigration Enforcement Task Force, the walls are closing in. But not without resistance. Because the deep state knows if Obama falls, they all fall. The media, the intelligence community, the global financiers, the tech elite. Their golden boy was never just the president. He was their firewall. And when that firewall crumbles, the truth comes flooding in. The question now isn't whether they'll try to stop it, it's how far they're willing to go to keep the gullible masses under their spell. Before we dive in, join the TPV free speech community over on Soju. Soju is a digital space where ideas and information can take place without any annoying algorithms or restrictive rules getting in the way of free expression. Tonight, we go deeper than the birth certificate, deeper than the sealed records. Deeper than the Ivy League classrooms where nobody remembers seeing him. Deeper than the hope and change. Because behind the polished speeches, the Nobel Peace Prize, and the carefully CIA-crafted persona of Barack Hussein Obama lies a secret so glaring, it may be the biggest open source fraud in American history. And no, we're not talking about where he was born. We're talking about the Social Security number. A number that by all logic, by all administrative precedent, should not belong to him. Let me introduce you to Harry J. Brunel, a Russian immigrant born in 1890, who came to the US in 1924. He lived out his years quietly in Connecticut, was issued Social Security number 042684425 sometime around 1977, and died not long after in Hawaii. Where was Obama at the time? He was a teenager living with his grandparents in Honolulu. And where did Obama's grandmother work? In the probate office of the Honolulu courthouse. The very place where death records and estate files of deceased residents pass through. You connecting the dots yet? See, Harris J. Brunel never collected Social Security. He never had children. So when he died, the system was never alerted. His number remained active, just sitting there unclaimed, unused, like a ghost identity. And then suddenly, a young man with political ambitions named Barack Hussein Obama starts using that number. Coincidence? Or convenience. Investigators believe that Obama's grandmother, knowing her grandson's citizenship status was problematic, whether due to a foreign birth or the Indonesian adoption, accessed probate files and cherry-picked a clean, inactive Social Security number. A number that wouldn't trigger alerts, wouldn't raise flags, and wouldn't be noticed.
Who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
You looked at the documents that he provided online.
His tax returns. I mean, it's not just any document. His official tax returns that he filed with IRS.
And you took his Social Security number and you e-verified that through what database?
Both E-Verify and SSNVS. There are two major organizations, official agencies of the Social Security Administration that can be used to check whether it's a valid Social Security number. E-Verify and SSNVS. I have here the papers. I'll be happy to give you them so you can post it online. Both show that the Social Security number that Barack Obama is using or used in 2009 in his tax returns, which is 042684425, was assigned to him.
Mr. Harris Brunel spent the majority of his adult life in Connecticut, and as a result, was issued a Social Security number beginning with 042, a prefix uniquely designated for residents of that state. Barack H. Obama, on the other hand, never lived in Connecticut, never worked there, never studied there, and there's absolutely no legitimate reason for his Social Security number to begin with 042. None. Yet somehow, it does.
The first three digits in the Social Security number signify the state. 042 was assigned to the state of Connecticut. Only last year, they were randomized by Obama administration, but until then, were assigned by the states, so it was suspicious right away. and it was confirmed by multiple investigators. Yes, indeed, the number that he's using most of his life is a number that was never assigned to him. We actually found who was it was assigned to. It was an individual born in 1890 who was an immigrant in this country. He came from Russia, actually. His name is Harrison J. Bunnell. The gentleman had no children. When he passed away, he had no children, and apparently his death was never provided to either Social Security Administration or to the state of Connecticut where he lived, and this number was assumed by Barack Obama from about 1986.
This isn't just some run-of-the-mill case of Social Security fraud. This reeks of coordination, protection, a cover-up operated at the highest levels. Because Obama didn't just use one fraudulent Social Security number during his rise to power, he used two. And the second one? That's where the mask really starts to slip. The second number traced back to Obama belongs to none other than the deceased mother of Harry C. Ballantyne, the chief actuary of the Social Security Administration. Let that sink in. Not some random citizen, not an obscure paper trail, but the mother of the man sitting atop the very system tasked with issuing and safeguarding Social Security numbers. Coincidence? Not a chance. There is no universe where Obama could use that number tied to that woman unless he had inside help.
How do you think that he was able to pull that off?
Yes, it's a good question. We found that also at some point he used another Social Security number. And what's important about it, that it was assigned to one Lucille Ballantyne, the mother of Harry C. Ballantyne, the chief actuary of the Social Security Administration. Obama wouldn't be that bold to use the Social Security number of the deceased mother.
This isn't sloppy fraud. This is a signal, a flex, a quiet reminder that the system protects its own. This is the deep state leaving fingerprints all over the crime scene, because they had lost all fear of being caught. But times have changed. The global elite are being evicted from DC, and crimes that were once buried beneath layers of bureaucracy and media denial are now under a glaring spotlight. And for Barack Obama, that spotlight is burning hot. Insiders say the case is rapidly building, and President Trump has signaled that military justice may be on the table. As a foreign agent who usurped the presidency, Obama could soon face a military tribunal, the kind reserved not for political rivals, but for enemies of the United States. According to the ICE director Tom Homan, who insiders reveal is champing at the bit to arrest the former president, the question isn't if they're moving, it's when. Now, former FBI agents are stepping out of the shadows, blowing the whistle on just how deep the rot goes. According to multiple insiders, Barack Obama wasn't just protected by the intelligence community, he was one of their own, a CIA asset. And the kicker? They all knew. As far back as 2008, maybe earlier, the Bureau, the agency, the entire alphabet super federal power brokers understood exactly what he was.
2008, something unbelievable happened for us in the FBI. We were getting lots of rumors about this high-level asset that worked for several intelligence agencies at the same time. He worked for the Saudi intelligence service. He worked for the CIA, and he was being developed as a political asset in Chicago, Illinois. He was not even a United States citizen, but it was said that he was a student visa and that he was a national from another country. In 2008, everyone in the intelligence structure found out who he was. It was this individual, whose name I don't like to say, who became president in 2008 of the United States.
And I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
the office of President of the United States.
They didn't just cover up the crime, they enabled it. Because when you're playing for the deep state, the only law is do as thou wilt. We have the details after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. Under Biden, the price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this testimony of Joe Tippins, a cancer survivor, thanks to fenbendazole.
2 years ago, Joe Tippins says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippins says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine. Specifically, fenbendazole.
My insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video to take advantage of this fantastic offer.